what's up, man?
Hey, how you going? How you doing, bud?
I'm all right, staying busy.
Good, good. Hey, that's always good, man.
Yes, indeed.
Great to have you here, man.
Great
And
to
a
be here.
and a mayhem shirt?
Eh,
Not
put on my finest black metal duds for you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Too cool. And a battery. It's awesome, man. Too cool. Big into the Swedish death metal. I know you guys have that imagery and stuff, and that's just and it brings me back. I was really into that uh 80s kind of, King Diamond, Merciful Fate, Man, Bathory. Really, I, I love the artwork that you guys are putting out. Really, really cool throwback kind of stuff. It's really cool.
Thanks, man. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, let me introduce you, man. I have Matt Litton, otherwise known as Mateo von Bewitcher from the band Bewitcher, and they're about to release their third full-length album called Cursed Be Thy Kingdom, and it's just incredible. And it comes out April 16th on Century Media Records. Hey, thanks for being here, man.
Thanks for having me, my man.
Yeah, you got it. Uh, well, let's start from the beginning, man. Where are you guys from, and how long have you been together?
Bewitcher is from Portland, Oregon. We began about kind of early 2013. The sort of impetus for the band or the idea kind of came in like late 2012, and then I just kind of started writing some songs, and I got together with Andy, who I'd been in a band with for a while, who was the bass player, and just started, doing some demos and just kind of making tapes, and just putting them out there and seeing what happens. We put them online, and people dug it, so we kind of just kept it going.
Yeah, and this man, this new record is just, and like I say, the imagery throws me back, the sound throws me back. It's got a real genuine sound. I listen to a lot of this kind of stuff, and a lot of it sounds or even looks a little bit hokey, it's a little bit not real. You guys really sell it, especially the sound. It is old school Venom, early Metallica, Testament, you know,
Yeah.
rock solid stuff. Um, that's how I describe it. If someone says, "I haven't heard of Bewitcher," what do they sound like? What would you say?
I think you nailed it down pretty good. I think there's definitely some like early thrash influence, but obviously like a lot of the first wave kind of black metal stuff going on. Like I said, mentioned Venom, Bathory. I mean, you're wearing a Motorhead shirt. Motorhead's a big influence for us for sure. Celtic Frost and just a lot of that stuff. And then of course we grew up, listening to Judas Priest and Maiden and AC/DC and ZZ Top. So like we're into the rock and roll and the traditional heavy metal too. So
Yeah, and
kind of
it
try to
all.
combine it all.
What was that?
Just kind of try to combine it all and do what we can with it.
Yeah, and it all comes through. It all, at one point or another, or all together, even it comes through in this record. It's really cool. Great listening, man. I love it. I have a few minutes. I got a guy who wants to hear Bewitcher. I got a few minutes, and then he's got to go. I get time for one song. What do I play for him?
What you got? Do you have the whole new album yet, or?
Yeah.
We got a track coming up as a single called Electric Phantoms. I recommend that one. It's going to be kind of the one we're pushing right before the release, and I think it best sums up the sound that we got going on right now.
Yeah, and I mean, I asked myself that question. I'm like, what do I play for somebody who wants to hear this? And I got guys, I work with that would like to hear it. And I'm thinking, I could play anything. I mean, I could play anything off this record, man. I mean, you guys are consistent, but not monotonous. It moves, it goes places, it does different things, but it's different too. You guys are showing us a few different things on the record. Really, really strong writing. How is the writing process for you guys? Do you all collaborate together? Is there one guy who does the bulk of the writing? How's that work?
I'll usually do most of it. I'll kind of just sit by myself and work because, early on, that was kind of how it just came together, and it just has seemed to be the best formula. So I'll put together the basic arrangement on guitar. We'll get together with Andy. We'll kind of we'll do some program drums and just kind of get the foundation of the song laid down. And then I'll come back and start doing other parts. I'll throw some bass stuff on there, get the vocals done and the leads and all that stuff. Then we'll get together in the rehearsal room and everybody will throw their 2 cents in and just kind of like, like it is more of a collaboration at that point where everybody kind of gets their style kind of into it.
Yeah. And now you're doing that in all the same room. All you guys are pretty close together.
Nowadays, yeah. I mean, yeah, we were having some trouble getting together at the beginning of the pandemic, but we've been rehearsing steadily,
Yeah.
ever since.
Yeah.
So.
Everybody was having trouble getting together at the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh man.
Yeah. Hey, you're good and everything. Family and friends, good with this thing. You're safe and.
Yeah. Feels like we're kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel now. We had some friends that actually came down with it and were hospitalized for a bit.
Wow.
And but they're feeling better now, so things are looking up.
Good. Back to your writing. How has the writing changed, do you think, if at all, from the first record?
Well, from the first record, I mean, we were just the influences are the same, but we're just kind of focusing on different ones now. So like back then, it was really focused on like the really primitive, kind of proto black metal, early thrash, speed metal stuff, and now it's just getting a little more sophisticated with the riff writing, just trying to like bring out some different colors, tones, and stuff, and lean into the rock influence a little bit more too. So the writing hasn't really changed, the actual process, but just where we're drawing from is kind of different now.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I listened to the first record, and it sounds more like you didn't have a direction. It's a little more like the really good band in the garage, whereas this is, it's real pro. I mean, it's really, really pro. The production's great. You worked with Cameron Webb.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like,
we
got a lot of guys making us look good.
Yeah, I mean, you guys got it. There's no doubt about that, no matter what the production's like. But you got Cameron Webb back there, Grammy winning, mixing the record. The guy invented Motorhead. I mean, he put him on the map. Actually, he was executive producer early on for the band. Did so many other things, of course. What's it like working with Cameron Webb for this record?
I think you nailed it when you said, pro. Like the guy just knows how to make a great record sound like a great record. We had all these ideas, and like every album gets a little bit more. We kind of want to mess with these different production things, and usually time is always a factor. There's no time. You just get rushed through everything.
Right.
This time we had some time. We had some money. So we were like, all right, can we do these things? And he was just like, boom, 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 knocking them out. And we didn't get to like, obviously sit in the same room with him or anything, but just through email and through phone calls, he was able to give us exactly the record we were kind of shooting for. So he's just total pro, man.
Yeah. And it sounds great. I mean, the mix is fantastic. All the levels are great. And that's another thing with, the death metal or the satanic kind of, heavier stuff. A lot of times it's muddy, or it's, you can't hear a lot of that, especially bass lines and low audible stuff. You guys have a nice, crisp, it's extremely pro sound. I mean, really, really great sound. You can pick out everything, and everything is coming at you pretty nicely. With the occult and the satanic references, they're really, you sell it. It's like I said, it's not hokey, it's not shtick kind of stuff. It sounds like you're really educated with the themes and the stories, and they're fun to listen to. They're great to listen to because they sound, like that old Sabbath. They sold it, and so one of the reasons I started listening to it, because it was like Halloween on a record. You know what I mean? It was real. Ozzy opened his mouth and I got chills. This is kind of that same thing. Are you educated in that side of the occult? Have you studied it and that kind of thing?
Yeah, for sure. There's been a lot of that in my personal life and just in the overall aura of the band. I didn't want to, and you keep on kind of nailing these things on the head before I get a chance to really explain it. But
Sorry.
Oh, it's great. It's like, you need it to be authentic, and you can't do that unless you have some knowledge and come from a place of sort of like reverence for that kind of stuff. And like I think it's easy to just write some stuff about Satan and whatever, and but if you don't do it with passion and you don't do these things without some sort of like, because it comes across in the album and people can hear it, I think, and you've mentioned that here too. And so yeah, I think I'm trying to do as much research as I can, and I've always been a subject of study that I've really focused on, and my personal practice and all that kind of stuff is just sort of, it all ties in, so it's important.
Yeah, it definitely is. And like I say, you guys sell it, and it's it feels real, and it feels like you've really got the themes. There's somebody educated writing this stuff, and it's a really good feeling when you're listening to it. What was the most difficult part of writing this record or recording the record?
Finding the time. It was always like, we've had a pretty aggressive road schedule for, since 2017. So it was just like, some of it was written on the road, like in 2018. Some of it was written like around the time that we were recording the Witching Cross album, the previous record. Mm-hmm. And then just kind of getting together and fleshing out the songs to a point where like we felt they were done, or at least ready for the studio. And then of course, pandemic stuff just getting in the way.
No kidding.
Every band was dealing with that. So.
No doubt. Everything. It's crazy. Yeah, I know you guys, had a long process with this and everything. And I saw some of those YouTube clips from Chicago, and that's where I'm at. That's
right on.
Yeah. I can't wait till you guys can come back. That'll be great, man. When did you start playing guitar? I noticed there's parts of these songs where, there's the break in the latest video where, you're in the water, and the videos are great, man. But your playing is just really like the occult themes and everything. This is played by somebody who can play. Really, really nice parts, authentic feeling solos. How long have you been playing guitar? When did you start playing?
Ooh, how long have I been alive? Almost as long.
Yeah.
Like I started in like the mid '90s, so I was a wee lad, probably like 14 or something like that, and it's been a while. Yeah. And I've kind of come full circle because I was like doing stuff that was a little more complex in my earlier years and like my 20s and stuff, and then really kind of stripped the style down for Bewitcher and just trying to get more of a primitive kind of sound going on. And now I've sort of been building it back up slowly and really getting into like the blues and stuff. So that's where those solos are kind of coming from.
Yeah, and it's really a cool mix. Like I say, you have, like you said, you strip it down, you do the Bewitcher thing, and it fits really nicely. But then there's this, this really cool bluesy feel to it, and in this break, really, it really shows off that playing skill to do both of those things really well. What were your early influences coming up?
Early on, pretty much the typical stuff. Angus Young and Tony Iommi and Randy Rhoads and these guys, all the classic metal heroes. As time went on, it just depended on what time period you're talking about, but those were the early guys. And then I've sort of swung back around to them, and like I said, gotten into like guys like all the Kings, Freddie King, Albert King, BB King, Muddy Waters, guys like that, like really trying to get some of the emotional playing going on. Mm-hmm. And that's what's been kind of driving me lately.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. What a great mix, man. Yeah, too cool.
Where it all comes from,
Yeah, no doubt. Is that what we find you listen to in your spare time? When you're not making Bewitcher music, do you listen to that? Or some guys, man, I ask them, they make really heavy music and they're influenced by heavy guys, and then they go listen to Bach and Mozart.
Sure.
It's it's not unusual. So I'll ask you, when you're listening, is that what you're listening to in your casual time?
Yeah, a lot of that stuff. Like musicians tend to be into lots of different music. So it's like it can be that, or it can be Old Slayer or something like that. It doesn't really matter, but just kind of depends on the mood I'm in. Most of the time, I'm just blasting Judas Priest all the time. So
There you go. Yeah, that is it, man. No doubt. Um, is there any material left over from your sessions for this album?
nothing really left over, but there is some new stuff happening. So
Right.
yeah, we try to use everything that we have for the record. I don't like to waste a lot of stuff, but if possible,
Yeah.
use everything. But yeah, there's some new stuff happening.
All right. Hey, that's great, man. I mean, this hasn't come out yet, and I feel like, I want more,
The first thing that people ask us in the interviews, it's like, oh, so what's next? And you got another album? I'm like, man, like wait for this one to come out.
Right. I always feel bad saying that because, you're not a machine, you're a human being, it's like, man, just make more, keep making more.
Compliment. I will take it as such.
Yeah, it's great. I love it, man. The videos are they're super, man. And I know a lot of bands can't stand making videos, man, playing the same song for 16 hours straight, and all that stuff that comes with making videos. But this looks like, again, you sell it. You look like you're loving it, especially you're laying down, getting dirt in your mouth and stuff. I mean, it's you could have somebody else do that, but you guys are right in there making these really great videos. What's your take on the videos? You like it?
It's a love-hate thing. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like tedious. You can you're standing there. I mean, that Valley of the Ravens video, it's like we're all outside, cold as hell, raining the entire day and night. Just it's like a 12-hour ordeal. And but in the end, that it's going to be good because we're working with talented people, and they're going to make it worth our while. So it's fine getting a little dirt in my face for that. We're going to get what we want.
Yeah, man, and it's a blast to watch. It's and it's probably my favorite song on the album. I love that song. It's the video, man. Go, I'm putting a link right down, and people got to go watch it. It's just incredible. Really cool. What's next for Bewitcher? Things are opening up. Do you plan to tour if that's possible?
Absolutely, man. Talks are already happening. We're not exactly sure what's happening yet, but the end of the year is looking like it might be pretty wide open and ready to go. So we're shooting for that, and we'll have news as soon as we know what we're doing.
And too cool. Make sure Chicago's on the list, man.
Man, can't wait. We've been there many times, and we always have a good time. So
yeah, very cool, man. Hey, thanks so much, man. Let's get the word out and make sure people see these videos and get that third full-length album, Cursed Be Thy Kingdom, comes out April 16th on Century Media Records. Matt, thanks so much, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right. I'll talk to you.
Bye. All right.